Chapter 3. The sounds of Rayshawn's phone buzzing on top of the glass table awoke him. As he looked around the small apartment, he already knew that Tanya had left for work. He grabbed his phone and saw that he had 10 missed calls. Damn, he said as he saw Tanisha's number and remembered that he was supposed to go chill with her. He pulled himself up off the couch and made his way to the bathroom where he took a quick bird bath to wash Tanya's saliva off his manhood. When he was done, he dialed Tanisha's number. As the phone rang, he glanced at his watch and saw that it was 6:42 p.m. Oh shit, he said under his breath, realizing that Tanya had sucked him into a coma-like sleep. On the fourth ring, Tanisha's voice was heard on the other end. "What, Rayshawn?" she said, sounding aggravated. "Damn, baby, that's how you answer your phone?" he said, trying to fill her out. "Don't you baby me, you black motherfucker. You had me sitting in this house all day long waiting on you to show up, and you still ain't here. I bet you calling to tell me why you can't come or gonna try to give me some bullshit story as to why your ass 5 hours late, huh?" "No, boo." Ray tried to squeeze in. "No, boo my ass. I'm so fucking tired of your shit, Ray. You make me sick." "Nisha, listen," Ray said. "No, you listen, Ray. You always putting the streets, your niggas, and them little nasty bitches of yours before me. So you go ahead and be with them. I can't keep going through this shit with you, Rayshawn." "Hold on, Tanisha. Just let me explain," Rayshawn begged. "No, Rayshawn. I really can't even stand to hear your voice right now." Tanisha had lost the fight to hold back her tears. "I'm sorry, baby," he said in a sincere tone. "Yes, you are," she responded and then sniffled. "Listen, I'm about to come over right now so we can talk face to face," he stated. "Bye, Rayshawn," she said and hung up. "Fuck," Rayshawn said under his breath as he patted his pockets looking for his car keys. Once he found them, he grabbed a half-smoked Swisher out of the ashtray and put fire to it. Soon as he stepped foot out of the apartment, his phone buzzed. The caller ID let him know that it was BJ. "What's up, bruh?" Rayshawn said into the hand phone as he headed for the door. "Man, where the fuck your dog ass at?" BJ barked into the phone as soon as he heard Rayshawn's voice. "I'm at Tanya's. Why, what's up?" he said, hearing BJ's anxious tone. "Nigga, meet me at the Sportsman," BJ said. "All right, but what's up?" Rayshawn asked. "Motherfucker, just hurry up. I'm going to tell you when we get there," he replied and disconnected the call. By the time Rayshawn was in his caddy, he had Tanisha's phone ringing. "Damn," he said under his breath once he heard the voicemail click on. He dialed again but got the same results. Fuck it, he decided and used the remote to turn up the Hot Boys song 50 Shots. 5 minutes later, he was parking beside BJ's Charger. He checked all his mirrors and pulled the pistol out of his pocket before he stepped out of his car and headed for the back entrance to the hole-in-the-wall bar. Once inside, he heard Sade's Sweet as Taboo playing through the jukebox. The bar was close to empty, so he spotted BJ quickly. He walked over to him as he knocked the 12 ball into the corner pocket on the old pool table. "What up?" Rayshawn said as they slapped hands. "Man, nigga," BJ began. "I found this bitch ass." "What? Who?" Rayshawn was lost. "Chris," he replied and took a big swallow of hen. "Chris Mason." "Chris Mason?" Rayshawn asked, already knowing the answer. Chris was an old school hustler. Rumor had it that he was worth well over $1 million. He disappeared for a while, and it was said that he had relocated to North Carolina. But 8 months ago, he returned to Cleveland. He and BJ got together, and he ran a story to him about having pounds of kush for $3,500 a pound. Chris's street cred and past dealings with BJ caused him to place an order in for 15 pounds on the spot. They exchanged numbers, and Chris called him the next day with directions to the house on Lakeshore. BJ showed up with the full fare and watched as Chris walked out of the front door and up to his car. They had a brief conversation, and BJ gave him a McDonald's bag with $5,200 inside. Hold tight, young blood. I'll be right back, Chris said, and went into the front door of the brick house. An hour passed, and BJ was 50 minutes past anxious. He waited another 10 minutes before going up to the door and knocking. An older woman opened the door with a "who are you" look on her face. BJ told her he was looking for who he was looking for, and she informed him that Chris had gone out the back door an hour ago. BJ was sick. He combed the city looking for Chris. He felt like a sucker, so the only person he trusted with the story was Rayshawn. Together they kept their eyes to the street, but never no word of backdoor Chris until today. So where the bitch at? Rayshawn asked as he motioned for the woman behind the bar to bring his usual drink. He stay in Upper Valley, BJ replied. We getting him tonight or what? Ray stated just before the server brought them a double-double of Hennessy and a Corona with a lemon in it. You already know, but we gonna chill in here until the sun go down. I already had one of the little niggas get us a fiend car. It's parked in the back with the kid in the trunk, BJ stated as he queued up to break. Rayshawn grabbed another pool stick, walked to the other side of the table, and pulled out his phone. He dialed Tanisha's number. It rang once, then jumped right to voicemail. He knew that she had ignored his call. He wanted to go over to her house, but knew that if he did, he'd be stuck and wouldn't even be able to go on the mission with BJ. And getting Chris was important. Therefore, the decision was a no-brainer in his eyes. I'll just go see her in the morning. She'll be cool, he thought to himself. Bruh, BJ said, snapping him out of his trance. You alright? BJ asked with concern. I'm straight, he replied, then banged the orange fireball into the side pocket. What's up, Busters? A loud voice boomed from the other end of the bar. Rayshawn and BJ looked up to see a very frail Bouchane holding his arms in the air with a huge smile on his face as he approached the pool table. Bouchane! What's up with your funny looking ass? BJ said with a small chuckle and slapped hands with him. Oh shit, you know me, just getting this money, he replied. And paying them hoes, Rayshawn added as he too slapped hands with Bouchane. Yeah, well, fuck it. I got it, so I give and receive. You could say I got my own little charity, he said, causing the trio to bust out with laughter. So where the Skylark at? Rayshawn asked, wanting to see the paint job that Bouchane spoke on earlier. Man, the nigga Peacock on some bullshit. My shit ain't gonna be ready until next week. But it's good. He gonna put a couple more coats on that bitch for me, Bouchane said as he waved at the bartender. What y'all niggas drinking? Bouchane asked as he pulled out his money and was ready to place orders. No, we good, Shane, BJ replied as he turned up his half-empty bottle of Corona. Y'all ain't drinking? Y'all must be up to something, Bouchane guessed correctly. What's up? He continued. Rayshawn just smiled and watched as BJ missed his bank shot. Quit asking so many motherfucking questions with your ugly ass, BJ said with a wink. Whatever, nigga. I bet I still get more pussy than your yellow ass, Bouchane retorted. Tricking don't count, fool, BJ said in return. I told you I'm doing charity work, he replied, then ordered himself a double of 151 and a Miller Genuine Draft. Yeah, with all that charity work your dog ass doing around this bitch, you should be eligible for a government grant, BJ stated, and the three men bust out in laughter. Fuck you, nigga. Your punk ass act like you ain't never bought no pussy, Boucher said in between laughs. Not for no living room sets, BJ replied, still smiling. I only did that twice, Boucher said, defending himself. That statement caused Rayshawn and BJ to laugh even harder. Man, we about to get the fuck up out of here, BJ said, seeing that the night had fallen. All right, my niggas, y'all be careful, Boucher said, as they slapped hands and parted ways. Once outside, Rayshawn followed BJ to the gray four-door Chevy Caprice. BJ popped the trunk and retrieved an army green duffel bag out of it. Rayshawn's eyes had roamed all around the dimly lit parking lot. BJ closed the trunk, tossed the bag into the back seat of the Caprice, and both got inside of the vehicle as soon as the doors were shut. The ignition was fired up. It's about to rain like a motherfucker, Rayshawn said as he looked up into the night sky. Hell yeah, BJ agreed as he dug in his pocket and tossed Rayshawn a quarter-ounce of kush. There's some swishers in the bag, BJ said, motioning with his head to the back seat of the car. Rayshawn reached into the back seat and unzipped the duffel bag. He saw duct tape, 2 pair of handcuffs, 2 pair of black batting gloves, 2 old-fashioned Scully ski masks, 2 long-sleeve black t-shirts, a 40 cal, and a Mac 10 with a blackjack and a box of Swisher Sweets. He grabbed the Swishers and sat back right in the seat. After cracking the seal on the fresh box, he pulled one out, and with his fingertips, he split down the middle like a pro. He dumped the guts of the cigar onto the Caprice floor. Rayshawn whipped the Chevy into the Mini Mart's driveway and came to a stop. I'll be right back, he said, and hurried out the car into the store. Give me some miles, Rayshawn yelled behind him. 5 minutes later, BJ walked out of the store with a small bag in tow. When he got in, he could smell that Rayshawn had already put fire to the Swisher. He handed him the bag, and Rayshawn handed BJ the Swisher. Looking in the bag, Rayshawn saw that BJ bought 2 bottles of Sunny Delight orange juice, 2 cold cut sandwiches, some chips, a pack of gum, and a box of Black & Mild cigars. We might be posting in front of this nigga shit for a little while. Huh? Rayshawn asked, already knowing the answer, as he grabbed for the box of Miles. BJ didn't just say a word. He just nodded his head in the yes motion as he pulled fire from the tip of the Swisher. After he hit it again, he passed it to Rayshawn. So how in the fuck did you find this fool? Rayshawn asked with a chest full of smoke. You remember that bitch Robin? BJ asked as he made a left turn on Euclid Avenue and passed a sign that said, Welcome to Upper Valley. The vet bitch that do the real estate that you was hitting? Right, BJ agreed, then proceeded. She the one who sold the nigga the house. We was in the bed chopping, and she showed me the paperwork. I seen his name on it. When she went to the bathroom, I got the address off of it. I already been over here twice. I ain't seen this bitch ass, but it's a hoe who always show up around 8:30, 9 p.m. I'm pretty sure it's his woman, cause she be having on that one chain he used to always wear. The one with the diamond out Jesus face? Rayshawn asked. Yeah, BJ replied as he pulled up to the curb behind a GMC pickup truck. It's the 3rd house from us on the left, he continued. The yellow and white one? I already been around the back and everything. It's a little window that I can kick in and crawl to the basement, then come through to get you at the side door. Ain't no alarm system? Rayshawn asked. No, they ain't made it out yet. So we straight on that, BJ replied. Just as Rayshawn was putting the finishing touches on the Black & Mild, it began to rain really hard. The lightning flashes exposed the inside of the dark Chevy, but the downpour concealed their features. God damn, Rayshawn said, startled by the loud boom of thunder. He lit the Black and Mild and took 3 quick puffs to make sure it was lit. So we going in now or what? He asked as he blew out smoke. No, we gonna wait for the bitch to get here. She should be here about 20, 30 minutes, BJ stated as he checked his watch, then reached in the back seat and grabbed a duffel bag. He tossed Rayshawn a Scully, black tee, his gloves, and a .40 caliber. Once they finished putting on their gear and checking their chambers, BJ began to roll another Swisher. Bro, I'm high as fuck, Rayshawn states. Yeah, me too. But this one for when we come out the house, he said. Rayshawn then reached into the bag and grabbed the cold cuts and the juices. They both dug in as the rain thumped the hood of the car and made it close to impossible to see out of the front window. Halfway into their sandwiches, BJ spotted some oncoming headlights that pulled into the driveway. Showtime, nigga, he said, tapping Rayshawn on the side of his leg. Together they watched the car pull into the driveway. To their surprise, both passenger and driver doors opened. The female let out a little yelp as she dashed for the front door with Chris close behind. That's the bitch right there, BJ stated. We gon' get him, Rayshawn said and pulled the ski mask down over his face, then relit the other half of the Black and Mild that he had set in the ashtray.